Let's see, it's open. How do you do today? Rodrigo, you can unmute and we can speak and listen to you, to Abigail. How is the weekend? You're most welcome to share with us your impressions, something that you have
Hello,
read. Yes, good morning.
hello, Etty. Good morning. How are you?
Fine, and how are you?
Oh, I'm very fine, Etty. Thank you very much. It's like always. It's beautiful to listen your voice and to be here with you and our friends on Discord and YouTube. It's how can I say, beautiful moment. Be here. Just be here.
Good. And how is it today in Brazil? How is the weather? How is the mood?
But
The birds? Did you hear the bird singing today?
yes, Etty. Today, well, um, it's a cloudy day today, and there is some birds because we are in spring, so it's a beautiful time. The mood of the nature, it's very beautiful because the flowers are blooming and there is a lot of birds. It's very beautiful. There is a little birds here to my garden and it's very beautiful. Um, but today it's a cloudy day, not so hot. The temperature is warm. It's a beautiful day. We are very happy. Our family. It's a good time for us.
Good. Good to hear you. And Abigail, did you manage to to buy the books in Amazon? I'm very glad that you did. Thank you, Rodrigo, for sharing. Thank you. Abigail, I hope you can speak. I mean, you have a free moment and you can speak, you can share your experience. Yes. 1 second. Here it is. Yes. Yes, I open it so you can speak, Abigail. You can unmute and speak. We have two friends on YouTube listening at the moment. Yes. Abigail, now you can speak. Yes, I just clicked on it and you can unmute and speak. We can hear you. Yes? Yes. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Nettie.
Good afternoon. How do you
Good
do
afternoon,
today?
Rodrigo. Good afternoon. I'm doing very well today. And we have a beautiful sunny day. The weather is very bright and it's good to be here again today.
Good. And
I hope
we
you're also doing fine.
thank you so much. Thank you. We're doing well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yesterday I was trying very hard to buy the books on Amazon. And in the midst of it, I realized I was using a wrong link. So somebody helped me
Good.
to use the right link, and I was able to buy the books, and I was so happy. So I was going to send you a mail to recommend any other book that I should get, but I think I couldn't have the chance to send them email. So I asked if you have any other book that I can buy again, which will help me.
Gladly. Thank you, Abigail.
So,
And we wish that it will arrive
yes,
soon and you will have.
I hope to have a beautiful session today.
Thank you. And we hope that the books will arrive at your address soon as they promise. And you will be able to read those books and to share with us
Yeah,
your impressions. Thank you.
exactly. Thank you too.
Have a good day and good session. If you have any question, Rodrigo, Abigail, friends on YouTube, if you have any question, feel free to ask. Yes? Rodrigo, any question about anything that comes to your mind, you're most welcome to ask. If something is going through your mind those days, please feel free to ask. Yes, here it is. Yes. I, I'm trying now because I moved to a new field. Yes, here. Yes, Rodrigo. You're welcome to speak. Yes.
Can you hear me, Ati?
Yes, yes, we can. We can. Go ahead.
Ati, I have a question. I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know if it's someone already writes or talk about this. But considering that the Sephir of Malchut
Mm-hmm.
has the value of 496, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, there are missing four to reach 500,
Yes,
right? 500.
yes,
And
yes.
and 500 is the area of the temple, right? The completeness, the unification is
Yes, yes.
500. And so I think, couldn't this four that is missing for Malchut could be the tetragrammaton?
Yes, of
And
course. Yes, yes,
yes, the four letters, the four letters. So
yes,
Malchut became the temple, the completeness, the unification, and how can I say? It's up to man, depends on man to make this unification, bringing the divine presence, the tetragrammaton to Malchut. Just to
yes,
share this thought.
yes. That's great. That's really. I'm very glad about this question, and even considering kingdom to open a whiteboard to open your thoughts about it. Yes, this is it. Yes, maybe 1 minute, and I'll try to connect because I did not prepare before. I just try to ad hoc, like connect and see if it comes. Where is the pen? Because I just do this because you ask. I mean, since you mentioned, you don't ask, you just mention. So, but I would like to maybe portray this on a page. 1 second, I'm trying to connect. And let's see if it works, because I have to move, not just to, I'm just sharing, how do you say, how it works here, because there's like different boards that I have to change in order to screen the writing here and to YouTube. So 1 second, I have to open different things here. So please be patient. If you want to share with us a song or something that you read, you're most welcome. Meanwhile, until the page will charge and we could use it and stream it. And where is the pen? Because we need also electronic pen here, the ePen friend that we have. So here, now we open it. It has to load, and then I will have to change the screens, and we shall see different screens here. So one moment of patience, and we shall be able to move and also to share it with you. Now I'm sharing here, yes, the whiteboard here, and soon I will replace the YouTube stream as well. 1 second, I have to move. Ellen, very good to see you. Let's see if we also stream the whiteboard. We do. So now I will write, and please keep on track, Rodrigo, with your questions, because I'm moving to write on the whiteboard. So at the moment I will not be open to see communication on Discord, but please feel free to write or to speak, because it is important to stay in communication. So let's see. Malchut, here we write Malchut. This is kingdom. Malchut. This is 496 plus 4, it will be 400. So what do we do? And now we move in to show this in a way how it comes in the spheres, like systematism. Let me move to the pen here and see. Yes, I'm just sharing like a little space here with you. And here is Malchut. Yes, this is Malchut. Or 496. Yes. This is also the Daled. This is called Daled. Yes, and there's when the tetragrammaton. Yes, here we have the Daled and the Yod, which is Hey. Or also the Daled yes, or the 4 letters of the Tetragrammaton are coming here. And we have the 500 or the temple. This is how it goes. Yes, and I'm very happy for your question, Rodrigo. Very much happy. It is beautiful. Did you understand, Rodrigo? The kingdom, yes? The kingdom itself, it is coming together. The Dalet, in a way, is not just reflecting the 4, but also 4 as simple numbers, but also the 4 letters. So the being or the presence in the kingdom, and this is the temple. Meaning the temple is here all the time. It's up to us to connect or to understand or to remove any barrier. Yes, Rodrigo, maybe you can speak now if you wish. It is open.
No, just to say thank you, and it's exactly what I think about. It's up to man to make this unification, bringing the divine presence, the Tetragrammaton, because to have the temple, it's necessary to have the presence of God, and so the temple is, how can I say, this place, this space of unification. So I believe that the Tetragrammaton be here, but how can I say, the man is who, how can I say, who um, bring this presence, who could manifest this presence here in Malkut.
Yes, yes. If we're not wandering too much in the thoughts, everything is present all the time. And yes, there is a presence here, for sure, all the time. If we're not misled, if we're not like luring ourselves with all kinds of thoughts, it's all the time here, never left. Yes, presence never left. Our thoughts might be wandering to the past, to the future, to weird events that maybe are probably not taking any happening, yes, but the presence is always here. Never left. This is the presence that in a way is symbolized by the dot, yes, in the letter Bet of Bereshit. Yes, the first letter that opens the Bible, Bet, has a dot inside. And this is the divine presence. But since it is duality, we have the tendency to always move between the poles of duality and in a way not to pay attention to the presence. But the presence is always there. Always. Never left. Never. I see that there is a question here. Awareness. Yes. I see you can speak, Rodrigo. Yes, you can speak. Yes, living the present as a permanent encounter with God. There is no other way. Everything is just, how do you say, imagination. There is no moment because we are breathing now. Yes? It is the breath that nourishes us in the moment. So this is the only place that we can be. It's a very good question and I'm very happy about it. I wanted to speak to you today about the war that happens in Genesis 12. The war between the 4 and the 5 kings. Do you remember the story, Abigail, Rodrigo, even vaguely? From Genesis 12. Yes. The 4, yes. The 4 kings of the east, in a way, are coming and, fighting the 4 kings of the east are fighting the 5 kings of the west. And they take Lot. Yes, they take Lot, Abraham's nephew, as, how shall I say? They take him, like as a prisoner. And somebody comes and share this information with Abraham. And Abraham collects his men and go and fight this war and bring Lot, his nephew, back. Yes, and in a way, the war ends with the winning of the 5 kings. Now, Rodrigo, can you abstract, can you speak about it? What is war? What does or do the 4 kings are representing? And what the 5 kings are representing? You can speak, you can speak. Come on, you can open your mic and speak slowly. We shall open it. Maybe Abigail, you want to speak about it? No, let's speak together. This is a question. No, you don't. Just open the mic. It's just a conversation. It's not a test. It's not a test. So, yes, Rodrigo. I hope you can speak. Yes.
Oh, actually, thank you for the opportunity to talk. Abigail wants to talk, and I believe
Yes.
I'm not able to talk. Please, Abigail, feel free to talk with
Wait,
us.
Rodrigo, please talk. Well, I was just going to say that I think the 5 things they represent our 5 senses because it's coming from the West,
Abigail,
as
can
you
you
said.
Abigail, can you type, please, because I barely hear the sound or the voice. Can you just type for a moment?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. You will type and we shall see what you're typing. I just heard the West, but I did not hear the rest of the sentence. So we shall see what Abigail is writing, because the war here is between the concepts, 2 concepts, all life perspectives, the perspective of the 4 and the perspective of the 5. Yes, Abigail, we are waiting. Whenever you have the time, just write and we shall relay to your text. Rodrigo, what would you like to share with us? What is your connection to the topic, to the 4 and the 5, to Lot, to Abraham? Please feel free to speak. It seems that the sound is coming more regularly, yes? So we can hear it. Yes, Rodrigo, could open. Yes, the mic. Yes, the 5 kings, yes. Yes, the 5 kings are representing the temple perspective, meaning, yes, like the thumb and the 4 simple fingers, the full hand perspective, the 5 kings. There is a war. I have to close. I'm sorry. There's a bombing.
Can you hear me, Abigail? I believe that Etty need to leave us because the rockets on Israel at the moment. Yes, we pray for her, and we hope she be in safe, because I heard some sirenes. Yes, yes. Good morning, Felipe, and Etty just leave right now because there is some rockets in Israel at the moment, so she need to leave. And you are talk about first. We talk about the Malchut and the Tetragrammaton, because Malchut has the value of 496, and plus the Tetragrammaton, the 4 letters, Yod, He, Vav, He, we have the 500, which is the completion, the area of the temple, the unification. And then Etty started to talk about the war of the 5 kings versus the 4 kings. Is in Genesis, I believe the chapter 12 or 13, or in the beginning of the Genesis, when Lot was how can I say, kidnapped or something like that. And then we have the war, between 4 and 5 kings. And so Eti was explaining to us that this war represents the perspectives, the war um, between two perspectives. And I believe that she would say that the 5 kings represents the temple, this perspective of the completeness, the unification, maybe the spiritual perspective, and the 4 stands for the material room, the 4 directions, right? We have 4 directions, and we have the 4 elements, and I believe that the 4, um, when we speak about the 4, we are talking about the material room. We are talking about this physical perspective, and I believe that is in this direction. Oh, Eti, please feel free if you could come back. And Felipe, if you want to say something, Abigail, if you want to type something, we we are all concerned about the safe, if Eti is safe, because she just typed that there is an attack in Israel at the moment. Would pray for her, everyone. Yeah.
Hello, Rodrigo, can you hear? Abigail, there's a sound coming. Hello? Yes? You hear? Yes, there's a massive attack at the moment, all day. I mean, all night also, there was a massive attack. So, who are we? Yes? Yes. Yes, 4 and the 5 kings. The 5 kings, yes, are representing, yes, the what is 5? 4 plus 1. The development in time with the source, with the potential. Yes, so which is the infinite. Yes, so the 4 kings, just development. Yes, just development without a source, so to speak, without the divine spark. Development that man makes in time. So they open a war, yes, and kidnapped Lot, yes, which was sitting in one of the cities in Sodom. So time, yes, kidnapping the potential, because the value of Lot is also 45 like Adam. So time, or development in time, which is the 4 kings, they want to, how do you say, swallow civilization, which is marked by the 5 kings. So they open, and at the beginning they seemingly win. They kidnap Lot. But when Abraham finds out that his nephew was kidnapped or was taken in captivity, he collects his men, and he goes and fight with them and brings them to the place and relieve his nephew, and then sits with Melchizedek, the king of Shalem, then form a name of Jerusalem, and he sit with him, and they have bread and wine together. Yes, development in time. Yes, yes. So the four kings, it's like four kings is only time and development. Time and development wants to swallow everything, the whole universe, but they don't manage, only for a short while. Because Abraham, yes, is fighting in a way with this belief, yes, that the time cannot consume anything. Because some people believe that what is the manifestation is everything, what they see, what they touch. No, and there's, in a way, this war is a beautiful parable to what is happening also now. Yes, just development itself, or insanity, or duality, because it's the four. Yes, wants to swallow the whole civilization, and there's a stop to it. Any other questions about this chapter that you are interested in, or in general? Yes, those are interesting days here because there's a constant war here from all frontiers. Yes, Rodrigo.
It's interesting because after the war, there is this meeting between Abraham and Melchizedek, and there is a celebration with bread and wine, and it's, how can I say, a new beginning, or how can I say, a connection between man and God. I believe this celebration, it's very, very symbolic, because we already know that bread and wine represents a lot of things, but include the Pesach, this, how can I say this newborn, this reconnection. It's a very symbolic moment, this meeting after the war between Melchizedek and Abraham.
Yes, yes, it's a beautiful comment because the meeting between Melchizedek the king and Abraham is also the Passover, the unification of the freedom. Because what is Passover? Let's open it. We have wine. Yes, this is wine. The value of wine in Hebrew is 70. Yes. Yes. And then we have bread. This is 78. Bread. Yes, and together they make 148. And if we open this number, 148, yes, this is 1. Yes, 1 is Aleph. Yes, and so. So, or also Passover, Pesach, Passover is 1. There's no 2. What is the meaning of Passover? There's, in a way, no non-duality. There's no 2. This is the meaning also of liberty, the liberation from selfing. Yes, the liberation from the need to fight. This is the meaning of the meeting between Abraham and Melchizedek. Once they sit and eat bread and drink wine, this is a symbol of unification, of liberty, of Passover. Yes, in a way, the liberty from abiding to one's man's, in a way, schizophrenia or dualism, because the brain will always find an enemy to fight with. So this is a very, very interesting moment. Yes, Rodrigo?
And Eti, what is, how can I say, more wonderful of this fact, is that every day, every moment, all of us are invited to celebrate this Passover.
Yes.
Yes. Every day and every moment, we are invited to do this unification.
Yes, yes.
It's amazing.
True. It's never has there is no disconnection, only the thoughts, the process of thinking. Yes, that we tend to believe that this is who we are, the thinkers, in a way disconnects us. Yes, so like you say, every moment we are invited to drop everything and just to be, and this is the great liberation of being. It's a beautiful moment. It is. Any other questions, Rodrigo, Abigail, if you have? And the question that you, or the thought that you shared before regarding Malchut, which is the value of 496 plus, in a way, the 4 letters of the Tetragrammaton, the presence, it's the temple. So in a way, in Melchizedek, the king of Shalem, later it will be the center of the kingdom. Yes, complete. There's a what is Shalem? Shalem is complete. And the present is there, everything is complete. It's a beautiful moment to experience that. When we read the book of Weinreb Roots of the Bible, we are being exposed to a beautiful plan, yes, that is being shared with us. In a way, it's like a divine plan which is coded or defined as creation. And by reading it, we are being exposed to such a dimension, because the tendency is to think that we are the makers, we are the creators, we are the providers, we are the planners, we are the thinkers, and everything else that ends in English with ER, doer or so. But this is not so. In a way, this beautiful book, or the Bible itself, shares with us like a greater landscape than our own thoughts or our own focus, which is quite narrow. The Bible opens for us a complete and wonderful, vast world, which is not of our own, and share with us the mere fact that life, yes, are being lived through us. We're not the makers of the life or so. And through our life, something else is being presented or happening. We are not the owners of life. We are not the owners of our experience, but through us, a greater story is happening, or a greater script is running. And Weinreb really makes, he managed to share this beautiful landscape, that this is not a private story. Also, so Weinreb, as a mathematician, wrote a book in the language of mathematics, I would say, using the laws and the legends and midrashim and so. Also Thomas Mann, yes, the one who wrote the beautiful novel Joseph and His Brothers, he managed to express the same idea in a very poetic way, like a storyteller does, through really very rare talent. He managed to open the depths of the Bible through storytelling. He managed to speak through the figures of the names, through Joseph, through Judah, through Jacob, through the merchants that are taking Joseph to Egypt, through the Egyptian king Pharaoh, his wife, his mother, the queen mother. So he brings the same wide perspective through the figures, through their speech. And this is a very wide book. It's like 4 volumes that he wrote in, let's say, in the time of, how shall I say, in a duration of 17 years. Yes, he wrote those 4 volumes. He started the book in 1926. In 1926, just to give us an example, parallel, anchor in time, the first TV was invented in Germany, 1926. So almost we are 100 years later after the first invention of the TV. So he starts in 1926, the Happy 20s, and he completes this epos in 1943. He feels the winds of war. Yes, before even the war starts, he feels the strong current of water. Where does it gonna lead? And since he is very sensitive, he just focus in this beautiful story. And through the, how shall I say, through the conversation, yes, between the figures that are participating in the story, through the way they speak, through Jacob speak to Judah and to Joseph and to the merchants and at his tent at night, through the way they speak, he managed to stream this awareness of the one. Yes, so Weinreb managed to do this through laws and legends and mathematics and names and geometry. And Thomas Mann brings the same notion but through literature, through a story. And both of these are beautiful perspectives.
Eti,
Yes,
it's interesting how some people, and you mentioned Thomas Mann and Weinreb, they are able to capture this wide perspective that the Bible brings to us. But I believe, I don't know, it seems to me that the of living this perspective is much greater. And I don't know, Eti, we don't meet each other personally, but I believe that you live this perspective, not just in an intellectual room, but in daily life. And I believe you are an example for all of us to try to live this perspective in our lives, because it's, how can I say, not as easy, but it's easier to understand this with my intellect, with my mind, but is a huge challenge living this perspective and put this in practice and in our daily life. And sometimes I believe that I believe that I can, but it's just for a few seconds, just for a few moments. Most part of my life, uh, despite I know this and I know Weinreb and Thomas Mann, but living this perspective is a big challenge. And I believe that you, um, how can I say, I you are the person that I feel that lives this perspective more than anyone. And so you are an example to all of us. Thank you.
you're most welcome. Just a little example, yes, like baking bread at home. This is the only thing, because there's a lot of attacks. I mean, there's a lot of sirens every day. multiple attacks in any frontier, almost in any city here. And the only thing that helps, and this is not a witchcraft or a voodoo or whatever, we eat like a slice of bread. I mean, Andre makes the dough in the evening. I baked it in the I take it out and bake it in the morning, and during the day we eat a slice of bread every time. And this is the only thing that managed to ease the system, let's call it, because once there's a siren and there's rocket attack, and there's bombs, and there's like they try to neutralize the missiles already in the air. So what we are hearing, or the human ear is hearing, is like bombs and bombs and bombs. The human ear does not distinguish if it's a rocket that touches the ground or it's already neutralized in the air. It's just a bombing, constant bombing. So like any biological system, the human body is like another biological system of animal, of a bird, of a kitten, or whatever. So there's a stress on the system all the time because it happens like multiple times per day, and you have to run to take a shelter, and the system, like biological, how do you say, responds to the sounds and the attacks all the time, and you have to always concise yourself, like to make yourself little and not to get hit. And there's a stress on the system on a regular basis, but the only thing that helps is just you come, and there's here all the time a showbread, like bread on the table, and you eat something and you drink something, and then you continue and you move to the next thing. But you see how, in a way, and in Hebrew the word for bread, lechem, also holds the letters of milchama. You see how it works. Lechem, yes, this is bread. And then you have milchama, because milchama is two open mem. Milchama, this is war, yes. So you see, it is embedded. This is the only thing that, of course, there's all the time war and bombing, so you cannot cook or prepare something elaborate. So this is the basic thing, like drink water and bread and water, and this is it. Yes, the bread is embedded in the war. Yes. There is a beautiful verse that says, "Lechu lachamu belachmi," go fight with my bread. Lechu lachamu, go fight, and I'll bring the verse. 1 second, Abigail. Lechu lachamu belachmi, go fight with my bread. Yes, in Malchut. Yes, Abigail. Yes. Malchut also sounds like lechem. The only difference is kaf and chet. Very good. Yes, this is the 7th day. Yes, the bread, yes, is from the tree that makes fruit. Yes, in the 7th day. So, and whenever there is, we always speak about the 7 spheres in space and time, and then the 8th day, the day of the Messiah or the new world coming, Olam Haba. So in a way, the bread or the war is, or Bet Lechem, yes, is in a place in which David was born, yes, and David all the time, he's fighting, he's a great fighter, he's a king, but he's a fighter. This is why he cannot build a temple, because he's a fighter. He was born in Bethlehem, yes, the house of bread, or the house of war, if you want to look at it. Also, the value of Bethlehem is 490. Yes, is 7 times 7. Bethlehem. I move between English and Bethlehem is 490. What is 490? 7 double 7. 7 times 7. Yes. This is 49. And then you you have this in the realm of 10. This is 490, but it's the same structure. So when you reach Bethlehem, the house of bread, I'm sorry, he did not take it right. I'll try to fix it, edit. Yes, it comes as weird because it takes it as a code, so I'll delete it because whenever you do a star, it just write it in a different way. So once you see, it's not just and you can experience this with us. This is not just, how do you say, a formula, a theoretic formula. No, it happens in the field. This is the seventh day, like the world as we knew it is over. And what marks it is the bread or the seventh day or 1 week. And there's in a way the coming week or Olam Haba, the world which is coming. Also, you can see that people still are every Friday, they baking their own challah or Shabbat bread to mark that this week is over, a week of 7 days, but also a world which is manifested in 7 days is in a way over, and there will be another week or another life or another world in the next coming week. So this is not just a theory, this is in practice. Andra told me it's not religion. People made religion out of it. How come that life become religion? Life become religion when somebody is trying to gain power on another person. This is politics. This is where religions are appearing all over the world. Yes? But this is basically only life. It has nothing to do with religion. The only thing that is your mind in such moments is slice of bread. This is it. And you don't have, you're not geared like to cook meals or whatever, just a very basic. You know, since there's so much attacks going on, 13, almost 14 months, and just we shrink. Yes, physically there's a shrinking happening. Nobody's hungry, but there's like a sense of all the time to concise yourself inside. And if there's a rocket attack, so you just make yourself like a fetus, so you're all the time like a folded creature in the womb. But the tomorrow will be different, yes? Or is different already. The womb, rechem, is the same letters as machar, because the womb already holds the next day, machar. Yes? But it's also, if you play with the letters of rechem, it's also a sphere, like a, how do you say, spear, like a tool that you use in wars as well. Meanwhile, in Israel, with all of this more than 1 year of war, there's a baby boom. Meaning there's the rate of birth is really climbing high. You see, this is also an aspect of this. We live this every week. A new creation, yes. Every week is a new creation, is a new world. People this is interesting because usually people mark like birthday or holidays which are happening once a year. Yes, or marriage day, wedding day, or once a year. Not. Here there is a sensitivity to what is happening every moment, the seasons, of course, and so, but also to every week. So every week is a new creation. Every week is a new world. Yes, and this is marked by the baking of bread or Shabbat bread or challah. When you make a bread, this is you seal the week. Yes? And this is another world has come to an end in the manifestation. Yes? In a finite sense. But it's not the end of life. yes, the finite in a way, the, how do you say, the manifestation in the form, in time, has come to an end, and a new world will emerge. It's not dependent on us. This is how it is programmed and built. This is how life is built. It's not dependent on us. So in this perspective, there's more life. Yes, because most of the people are sleeping, and they wake up once in a year to Christmas or any other holiday that they have, depends on which part of the world they're coming from, or they wake up into birthday, yeah, or there's a wedding. This is, and the rest is like mute. Nothing is happening. It's not true. It's so not true. It's not true. And by the way, this is another thing. We are not historical figures. Though the brain is telling us that this one that appears in the kindergarten at the age of 5 has the same name like the one who speaks to you now. Yes? It's not, we are not historical figures, meaning every moment of breath that infinite breathes life in us, we are a new creation. Yes? We, or our brains, which are machines, are telling us, hey, you are this child who was in this kindergarten, in university, you are the same person. There is no person in terms of nature and creation. Person is only the invention of men. Yes? The word person is just invention of men. It comes from persona, and persona in Greek, it means the mask. Yes? So this mask, this appearance, this baby has a name. It appeared in time, so it has a name. And suddenly there's a narration around this name. But we are not this persona. We might have names here for administration reasons, yes? A birth of date appearing, and the paper says this. Let's say John was born in such and such day, in such and such city, just for organization also. But there is not historical John or Abigail or Rodrigo or Etty. There is nothing like that. Though the brain will always tell us, you remember it was summer and you were those people. And in a way, since there's like sequence of pictures that the brain is flooding us with, it will try to portray us that we are, in a way, the heroes of this movie that the brain is showing us, because it's our brain, yes, that has only this experience of the senses, of the limited senses. But we are not historical figures. We are not. Do you understand the meaning of not being historical figures? It means that we are free. It means that we are free. Nothing that happened yesterday or one moment before, yes, is controlling us. Like we inhale and exhale, it is free. And nothing that happened one moment ago, yes, is binding us to a certain room, to certain people, to certain experience or abuse, yes? Nothing. Yes. We don't need to reinvent. You just drop the illusion that we are a historical figure. Just drop the illusion. This is only illusion. Yes? You go into this cinema hall in the brain, and then you see different pictures from age 5 until, I don't know, and you say, this is the story of my life, and I'm the great hero, in the great star. No, this is just illusion. Just drop this illusion. Once we drop this illusion, yes, there's a freedom. Just drop it. Quit on it. We are not the kings. We are not gods. We did not create ourselves. We did not create this universe, the trees, the sea, the dolphins, the air that we're breathing. None of these. All the rest is just an illusion. An illusion, what is illusion? A prison. This is the meaning of illusion, is prison. And then we tell ourselves that we are in bondage. Of what? Of selfing, of the illusion of us, yes, being the main character in this movie that the brain is producing to us every moment. The brain never stops. It's like a spider, weaving web. Yes, we'll weave you many stories. In all of those stories that the brain will produce, you are the hero, or you are the, how do you say, sacrifice? How do you say, there is abuse, whatever. I don't know how to say this in English, when people are using a weak part of humanity. It doesn't come to me, the word. But in this movie, if you stop this movie 1 second inside, you will see that the brain will always create scenarios in which you are the star or the main character or the hero of this movie. And all the rest, of course, are side characters. Yes, because this brain has one interest: to show you that you are the center of the world. Yes, and this is the great illusion, yes, of all. And this is the bondage of self. This is the meaning of bondage of self. To put us in the center, that we are, I mean, not we as spirit, but in a way, infinite, but those names, yes, that we're carrying is the center. This is the bondage. Abigail is not the center, and not Rodrigo, and not Etty, and not anyone. No, we're not the center. Look at the system of life, how it works. Yes, because people come with this notion that God in the sky will punish you or reward you. You see, duality. This is an invention, was made by men to control others. There's only system. There's air, there's oxygen that nourishes the trees, the animal, the human. Who will come to you with accounting, like an inspector, and give you a fine, like when you drove with the car. This is only, God is not personal. There is just infinite intelligence. Yes? And all the rest is just invention or illusion. This is what there is. Yes. People always like to whine about how difficult life is, how much they're suffering. Nobody has suffered like them before. And by sharing those sentences, they bind themselves more to more and more shackles and unreal things. Those things are not real. Yes, Rodrigo? Yes. Rodrigo, would you like to say something? Yes, you are free to speak if you wish. So
just to listen at it. It's amazing, this perspective that you bring to us, and as I said before, it's a challenge to everyone to live in this perspective, because we're all, how can I say, we learn to how can I say, to live in this ego perspective. We are stimulated to live this, and so to abandon this, to resign this, it's a huge challenge to every one of us. And before that, you are mentioned, how can I say, this perspective of the war. You mentioned before a few minutes ago, and I just thinking, because in the same time living with these bombs and sirens and restrictions, it's insane reality.
yes,
But at the same time, it's how can I say, it's interesting to live this perspective of eternity in a second.
yes, yes,
in a second, because you live one day at a time, but with this awareness of eternity, of meaning, of joy and valuing each small moment. So um, it's great when you share with us this perspective because this teach us a lot. Thank you very much to share with us this perspective. It's amazing to be here, listening you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You reminded me of now a conversation that Jacob had with Judah in the story in the book of Thomas Mann. Because Judah, after selling Joseph, he marries a Canaanite wife, and she gives birth to 3 children, one after the other. And he marries them. I mean, the first he marries to Tamar, and then he dies. And then, according to the law, the second son has to be with her, and he dies as well. So, just to wrap the story, Judah loses his 2 sons, and then his wife, because she died from, how do you say, sorrow, from grief. And he's so sad. He's so sad, and because he cannot do anything. And he's also, Thomas Mann shares his remorse of selling Joseph. It's something that never gives him rest. Never gives him rest. He doesn't know where to put himself or where to go after he sold Joseph. And his thoughts are not just beating him as regarding to selling Joseph. His thoughts are also beating him that since he sold Joseph, his children are dying and his wife, and he doesn't have any rest and he cannot find any refuge. It's like Cain. And he's so, how they say, he's withdrawn to a great grief, and he can never go out of this grief. And Jacob, his father, speaks to him and explains him that there is a great power or source in life, and this source does whatever he likes, whenever he likes. He speaks about the source of life. So Jacob explains to Judah how infinite works, and he says, look, because the mother of Judah is Leah, and he says, look, my beloved wife, and he's in a way removes the glove. His beloved wife, in a way, Rachel, is not the same mother of Judah, but he says, look, there's no one. And he speaks to him because we always tend to relate to the story like a family. It's in the family. It's not at all in the family. It's a conversation between humans. And he says, look, Rachel, in a way, infinite took her. It doesn't matter how much people love each other. This is what infinite does. This is the source of life. He says to Judah, and look what happened to Rachel. And he understands the sorrow of Judah, of grieving of the 2 sons, of the wife, of selling Joseph. He understands all of this. And he tells him there's nothing that you can do. This is what the infinite wants. This is the source of life. And we are nothing next to the source of life. Just nothing. And then, because all of this happens, because at the moment of the conversation, Tamar is already pregnant, because Tamar had to hide herself, and slowly, in a way, Jacob, because the Bible does not speak about it, the Bible just speaks in very short sentences, but Thomas Mann, with his art of literature, brings this perspective, how in a way Jacob explains Judah what to do in the case of Tamar, and to accept it, that this is the, in a way, the divine's will perspective. This is the infinite perspective. And Judah slowly listens to Jacob and accepts his words. And when the twins are being born from Tamar, they're very kind-hearted children. Unlike, and here Thomas Mann expands and says, unlike the two sons that he had from the Canaanite wife that were plastically, so to speak, maybe beautiful, but very, very wicked. Very wicked, and Thomas Mann explained. And through the storytelling and through the birth of the new twins that are coming from Tamar, in a way, the reader, the one who reads the story, maybe can have this perspective that there's nothing wrong, yes, or nothing bad in people suddenly stop living the manifestation. The Zohar speaks about it a lot because people also have questions why this man, this woman stopped their lives in accident and so in all kinds of trouble. Why did their personal mourning is going over and God did this to them personally and so. And in a way, in this way, Thomas Mann brings the infinite perspective. Those had to disappear from the manifestation. They had very bad seed in them. So they had to be removed from the stage of history. But those who came through Tamar, excellent and kind-hearted children, this is what civilization needs. Kind-hearted children, not just murderers and killers. This is a very, very beautiful way. This is why I encourage you, whenever you have the time, the ability to find those books, to read them, because it's such a beautiful perspective. Because we are always coming from very, very myopic, like short perspective from moment to moment, and I want to have results. Life don't have this perspective. Life, they really work for a long, long range for many, many, many years ahead. And this kind of calculation, no human mind can conceive. So with this beautiful, part or paragraph from Thomas Mann's book, I would like to wish each and every one of you a very good week, good start, beautiful life. We would like to thank you for being here with us, Ellen, Abigail, Rodrigo, Felipe, and friends on YouTube. We wish you beautiful life, and we shall see you here on Monday, on the coming Monday at the same time. Toda and shalom. Shalom, shalom.